and was on autopilot. I didn't have any codes to turn it off because they were dead, the people who had the codes. And they didn't have it written down anywhere convenient like I do sometimes, that you keep not letting me leave the sticky note next to the console. So they don't leave sticky notes by the console, and they didn't share the information with me because they were dead. So we got hard. Well, they should try harder. We got to the city, and when we got to the city, we were immediately boarded by the police. And I actually can't even remember the name of this city at this time. It was like some kind of weird bubbly name. It's not Red Track City, that's on Lena Guatala. It was like, it's not Unagi, that's some kind of fish. Anyway, it was a city. And we were boarded by police, and then me and the mer person were like separately interrogated to see, because they found the submarine didn't have a reason to be docking there, but it had a history of previous illegal activity. Both me and the mer person were not registered because they're from a people group that doesn't believe in registering, and I'm from a people group that doesn't believe in registering. So it was like weird illegal people on a weird illegal ship, and a bunch of dead people. And so that didn't look very good. So,
questionable.
So we had to fix that. We dealt with that situation. And then we ran into some growing problems. And then, it's actually shortly before I met you. And then the officer realized what was going on. But then they messed with his records to make him look like he was corrupt. And then there was a whole issue. So then we all stole the submarine from impound back, so second time stolen submarine, and then we went away, away back to where the mer person came from, left them back at their home, which has been the goal the whole time, and then I was getting Officer Cecilia to a refuge point and a hacker that they knew to try to reset their things, and then that was when I came back into the city I was getting ready to then take the sub back to where I lived, and that is when I met your friend. The friend that I don't like.
Oh, that idiot.
the Bond guy who kidnapped me. That's where I met him. And that's anyway. So that now you remember.
Sorry about that.
And it's just my submarine. or my submarine. I mean, it is mine now. It doesn't have. Officer Cecilia fixed everything for me, papers wise, and
good.
I inherited it. So none of the pirates left a will. So. Presumably they would want me to have it, of course.
Sure.
That's what they would have wanted. I know that's what they would have wanted.
Definitely.
How you doing, good puppy? I'm not having any nausea. I can't really ever tell if she's like nauseous or not feeling good or anything like that.
Mainly just watch the eyes. As long as the eyes are bright and the nose is spongy.
Spongy?
Yeah.
Spongy nose. Funny.
And of course you want to watch the mucous membrane.
You mean like in the mouth?
Mm-hmm.
What's it look like if it's sick?
Pale.
Ah. Are people like that too?
I think so. Maybe not as obvious. But I think so, because if they're pale, then they're anemic. They're bleeding somewhere.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh, can't people be anemic without bleeding, too? Because I had a friend who had I had a cousin, actually, back at the village who had something wrong with their blood. Doctor said they weren't eating enough stuff that had iron in it. Does that sound right? I don't actually. Yeah.
I don't know if sea puppies have that problem. Probably.
But she looks good. Her mouth looks good to you, right?
Yeah, she looks
Everything
good.
looks good. Happy puppy. Good happy puppy. Breathing good and everything. Kitty. So we're gonna land, and then we're gonna take one of the water tunnels over to pay things, and then we're gonna find some food and a hotel. So that's the plan, if that sounds okay to you.
Food sounds great right now.
That's the plan. Okay. Can you hear and see okay? I know when you were hit in the head, that was a question I was supposed to ask you.
Yeah. Things are a little bit, it's hard to focus.
Oh. Is everything too loud?
No, it's okay.
Okay. Is everything too quiet? Am I fuzzy sounding? Can you hear me good?
No, you sound good.
Okay. And you don't hear, like, a double voice of me or anything else that you shouldn't be hearing?
No.
Okay, good. That's good. I love these tunnels underwater in this underwater city. I had never been to an underwater city until that time, right before I met you, because all we were surface people. And I thought it was so cool being able to see the fish.
These are my favorite.
That's really neat. So I don't know the answer to this, and so I hope you remember and know the answer because I don't. You grew up near one of the, like, where did you grow up actually? We've never actually talked about it. Because I thought it was near one of the smaller underwater cities, but I didn't know which one it was. I didn't know if and you'd mentioned playing with mer people when you were younger, so I didn't know if it was a smaller city near a mer settlement, or if because most of the cities that I am familiar with, now it's a big planet, so I don't know, and there's like whole continents that are, underwater and everything, so, yeah. Is that about right?
Yeah, I grew up in one of the smaller cities, kind of on the outskirts of one of the bigger
bubbles.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, so we kept to ourselves, but it wasn't a long shot to where all the action was and all the people and all the weird things.
I know a lot of the mer people, well, it's so different. I know that some of the ones that have settlements kind of near the cities, they have like fixed locations, which are kind of neat. Because I got to see the person that I brought back, they had a place that had like a fixed location. It's like these underwater like castle looking things. It look really cool. Like they live in these old ruins from before the world became covered in water. So they live in all these like underwater, just everything from like all different periods of history. There are some people who say, I don't know what you think about this, but there's some people who say Berbera is the human homeworld from thousands of years ago, post-flooding. There are other people who say, no, the human homeworld is, somewhere else, and we all migrated from a different solar system or galaxy. But yeah, there are some people who say Berbera is the human homeworld, actually. And that it's just that it was flooded thousands of years ago, because that's why they have all the cities, different cities underwater, and all the different ruins way in the deep, and all the places that mer people live. So
I don't believe that Berbera is the old human world.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. Because you remember that old story where the human homeworld had been flooded?
Oh, yeah.
And then eventually all the floods dissipated.
Oh, and then it wasn't going to be flooded ever again that way. Oh. I had not thought of that. That's a very good point.
And And it depends, what you believe. Not everyone believes like we do, but...
Well, but it's still real, whether they believe it or not.
Yeah.
And the question is, I think my question more would be, what did it mean by wasn't gonna flood again? Did it mean in that way, or... Yeah. But I think flooding is flooding.
Yeah.
Flooding is flooding. So that makes sense. What you're saying makes sense. So anyway, maybe different kind of people lived here a long time ago. Maybe reptilians or something. But there's
that would make sense with all the aquatic subspecies. You've got ichthyons, you've got us, and we've got a lot of humanoids. Humans.
Homo sapiens sapiens.
Yes. Oh, I want to rip my legs off.
You can put your feet up here if you want. I can move this. I can move all these silly things that are here. And this thing.
I'm afraid I'm gonna break things.
Well, I don't think you will. I think it should be okay. Little puppy. Excuse me, little puppy. Can you hold this for me? Oh, thank you, little puppy. Is that better?
Yes.
Legs-wise? Okay. Little puppy. Silly puppy. She needs to be groomed again.
Huh?
She needs to be groomed again. She's really mad.
Oh yeah, she gets real messy real fast.
This is pretty bad.
Yeah. She likes mud.
Well, there's no mud in the ship. I haven't, let her. She just kind of done this herself.
Wow.
She's been a little bit... She's very hyper right when you woke up a couple days ago.
Aww.
So, the doctor told me to take it easy and not, the doctor that I talked to last while you were, in the coma told me to take it easy, because I called one of the squad people. The Frelsey are really too busy to be seeing non-Frelsey people right now, especially because it wasn't just on Berbera that all they were basically wiped off of Berbera at this point. Apparently it was like that on Skraley, Fort Jehu and Luna Guatala was destroyed. On Alpino, Alpino was doing okay apparently, but it was a disaster.
It wasn't the same mole, right?
No.
Because I killed that one.
No, it wasn't a mole. It was either a software program, a virus that got into all of Frelsey, the entire Frelsey network, or the rumors that it was Stage, who is just actively able, has a very expanded brain capacity and able to hack and control multiple machines at the same time.
Oh.
And so they were going planet by planet, basically, from where they were. They were located up in a space station. The rumor I heard was that they were located up in a space station above Alpino, and they were...
and just picking off bases from there?
Yeah.
That's kind of pathetic.
So, apparently they were destroyed with a missile. But I have somebody who's familiar with, there's apparently a court case going on against some of the Frelsey electromagnetics. Apparently a couple of kids, one of them was pretty powerful kid, went AWOL. Called Lem Benzarin. And then I had heard a rumor from someone we know that actually it wasn't this missile that killed this Stage, it was her. And that the court case is bunkus and bullshit and a problem. But last I heard, they were talking about basically kind of exiling her from the Frelsey. So, which is very difficult because she was a refugee. And so what do you do with a lot of times the only solution when you have like something like that is, depending on what they can prove, is like execution and things like that, but they can't prove anything for that. So, yep.
So where is she now?
Apparently, I don't know, actually. I think the trials and everything are in Alpino, because I know they were from... I've only heard about this person. This is not someone that I met, but I've heard that there was a pair of kids on Fort Jehu. Like young kids, like the ages of... I have siblings that are that young, like 17, 18. And apparently they were pretty important at one point in time.
Wow.
So, and then there's rumors about like mind control serums and stage super soldiers. There's all kinds of rumors that just seem like they can't possibly be true. But we've seen enough weird things. And the other thing is that the civilian media is making it like the destruction of all the bases is not true. Or is like a rumor, which has made me start to believe rumors a lot more easily. Which is because having seen something that then being told didn't happen, it's making me believe rumors a little more, which is not necessarily a good thing, because I don't want to believe everything that I hear, but I don't know. So there's a whole...
It makes you question who's actually lying.
Yeah, exactly. So, but somebody, the stage, I do believe the stage thing. I do believe that it's the stage, like, managing the programs that was wiping out bases. I do believe that. But I don't know what else to believe for other things. It makes me sad. I'm sad now. I don't want to be sad anymore. Let's go and punch somebody, and then I won't feel sad anymore. Let's go to... there's a city street that... There's a street that I remember that should have some good stuff on it. That, now I am sad. You can look down, it's so deep. It's so deep down if you look down below our feet, below the glass of the city, down to the things that are swimming down there underneath. It's kind of crazy. One of the cracks in the city floor. You know how they have the buses that are the giant worms that like swim in the canals? That's like when you're looking down, I've looked down one of those and it looks like that too. But these are the apartments of a lot of people who are less wealthy in the city. They live more under the city, deeper down, and then a lot of the streets are above them. So there's so much interesting stuff swimming down there. Kind of weird, scary stuff also. I don't know if I would like to live in some of the bottom apartments. I don't know. Well, it'd be kind of cool to see crazy, big, giant things sometimes. That would be kind of cool. But, you know, it is kind of deep down there.
There's something weirdly comforting about it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I know some people who are afraid of things that are big and infinite and stuff like that. Some of the folks on the squad who weren't from Berbera, because I think we had somebody who was originally from Alpino, said that like Berbera gave her panic attacks when she first came because of all the big things. It was just, everything was too deep and everything was too big, and that's not kind of what she was like. Well, so we're gonna go through here. Oh wow, look at that. This is just some of the blubber goo that grows in the in the canal. So this area of the city hasn't been developed yet, so it's mostly just rocks and caves with the glass to keep the sea out.
This is how it's best.
Out
I like
there.
my caves.
Maybe we can come back to one of the back caves. But we have to go through the one street in order to get to the little hotel place. And then I will, I'm supposed to meet the doctor there, and I will pay them. I will pay them there.
Probably. Maybe.
No, I will. I've been paying people. I just didn't realize it would be so expensive. If they had told me the price ahead of time, well, I probably still would have, well, because I needed to get you to medical care, so. But I did not know it would be still expensive, so I had to leave, and then had to come back.
Did you leave him a IOU note?
No, I just left.
You just left.
They know what's going on. This is one of the upper streets, but it's quieter. This is a quieter neighborhood, so it's not a bunch of things zooming by. But these are really, I like these buildings with they're really pretty. So these are the ones that are above the water level in the bubble. So if you have the bubble, you have the water level of the bubble, and then you have the poor people houses, which are under the water level. So if they flood, there's a problem. There's the first ones to flood. And so they come up to do business and everything like that. Their houses are below the water level of the bubble. And then these are the ones that are above the water level of the bubble. As you can see, the street level of the water behind us. And then, yeah. And then, of course, outside the bubble is just water. Water all over, water everywhere. If you remember. I don't know how much you remember of those things.
A little bit.
Just talking.
I know we lived below the water level. I think that's why the deep things are more kind of comforting. Maybe because they're more familiar.
It reminds you, yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. It reminds you of. We'll have to find your house sometime.
That'd be cool.
And figure out where you came from and
I
everything.
haven't seen it in forever.
We uncover, as we're figuring out your amnesia, we can try to uncover your past things that I don't know or whatever.
That neither of us remember.
We can try to find the things. So I'm going to pop us into this resort area. And it's not really a resort, it's a really small place, but it's nicer than, I thought it was pretty nice, and we could afford it from our recent jobs, which is also why we afford to pay the doctor.
We should find a place with potatoes.
Potatoes sound good.
Yeah. Freaking love potatoes.
That's another thing that comes from Alpino, along with smungworms. Because they are not native to here. It's a too wet planet.
Yep. Can't grow potatoes in water.
Okay. That's true. Yeah, that's absolutely true. What do you think? This is the room that I got for us. Do you think it's
this is nice.
There's a really cool I like this
nice
light.
View of the city.
I like this light here on the table.
Oh yeah.
And it has a practical purpose, which I don't know what is, but the brochure said it did. So I think it's supposed to be some kind of healing thing or something like that.
Well,
I don't know. And then there's a
maybe it pulls the static out of the room.
Oh, that's a very bougie thing to have.
Yeah, so you don't get out of the blankets.
Oh, that's a really neat idea. So, yeah. And you don't mind sharing the bed, I assume. And then there's the space puppy, there's actually a perch up there that she can use if she wants.
Well, perfect.
And there's a tub in the corner over that way.
Yeah, you need a bath, child.
if she wants to sleep in the water instead. I didn't. She's been sleeping. She's been switching spots each night while you've been asleep. Yeah, she's been unhappy.
Oh.
So I am gonna go outside and obey this doctor. Bye. You do not sound good. Let me look at this puppy. Why do you sound so bad? Don't be bad. Stop that.
Yeah.
I have a thing that's supposed to loosen up mucus in your chest that you can use. It's supposed to be like it's supposed to be a hummy thing. Oh, but I also have I have this goo that you can put.
Oh, I don't want to smell goo.
Oh, that's right. Fuck, you don't like that smell. No smell goo.
And I don't really need it loosened up. It's just, this is not a good place to spit things out. So.
That's fair.
I spit out a lot this morning.
Okay. So it's okay. Okay. Well, I guess we can get settled unless there's something else you want to go see. And we can probably there's a little, we didn't pass the cafeteria, but when I was out paying, I just ran the other way real quick and just gave money and said bye and ran away. That's why I'm back so quick.
Yeah.
But when I was down over there, I saw a little kiosk with food, and we could get food and bring it in here if you want.
Deal.
So we can do that.
I wish we were like Legos.
Oh, and you could take your head off.
Yeah, take my head off and back together.
Well, I guess we can go to the kiosk, and then we can come back here and take a nap. The little puppy has to stay here. So you stay here. We will be right back, and you will rest, and you will not pee on the floor. Thank you. Don't pee on the floor. Good night.